Alright, we're here at the UK National Championship 2019. Who are you and how did you do?
Hi, I'm Matthew Chen and I made top 64 this year's UK Nationals.
And what were you playing?
I played pure Endymion. It didn't play any Magician cards or the Dark Worm package to make Guard Dragon. It was just Pendulum Summons, Jackal King and the big Endymion dude.
And that's enough.
So yeah, just spell negates and lots of negates.
Nice. Alright, do you want to take us through the list?
So, since it's pure Endymion, I played a massive Endymion engine. So I played. I'll just go this down to one. So 3 servant. Summons one from deck, grabs Jackal King, or grabs this one to negate impermanent, stuff like that. So it's the in-themed Called by the Grave, and it also makes Electromite, which is cool. I think Magician builds play like 1 or 2. I played 3 because you need to in multiples all the time. It is your win con. It also breaks boards. It's pretty good. It's the main reason why I decided to play this deck, because you pull off the spell counter effect way more than the regular builds, because there's like you don't really summon like many cards that hold spell counters in other builds other than Jackal King, but in this deck everything holds spell counters pretty much.
Yep.
Free Magister. Okay, so this card isn't really played in too many Magician builds at the moment, but what it does is it summons one from extra. As opposed to so much from deck, and it floats. Both these float. It also gains a counter when it attacks. That comes up sometimes when you normal summon it against the boards. And finally, the most important effect is that it summons one from your deck during your opponent's turn by removing 3. So in of itself, it is a negate. It can also, as opposed to summoning this and Jackal King, summon this. So this is like compulsed for their turn. There's only one because this is a bit. It's the worst one.
Yeah.
Like it only summons from hand. It doesn't generate a plus, which is like if you load three counters on something, it should be way more rewarding. But sadly, that's not the case with this card. But it still has utility because you can bounce a monster during like a combo deck, like mid combo play. Like I bounced an Agapane with this, pretty much stopped their play. That was the Endymion package. I wouldn't really. Like this is cuttable, but it's also a filler card because we lacked enough cards to want to play to make the deck 40 cards basically.
Yeah.
Next we get on to the Mythical Beasts engine. So we have 1 Basilisk, 1 Garuda, 1 Jackal, 3 Master Cerberus, and 3 Jackal King. So this is pretty self-explanatory. It negates, pops itself, summons 1 for extra, makes Electromite. Awesome cards. It breaks in multiples, but you just gotta put it with it. It's your win con, you need to play it 3. This, it hurts to ash. It hurts when people ash it, but it's really good. You practically want it in every opening hand. It works with other cards in the deck very well. It's a great going second card. You can summon it off Servant and banish a card. It's great. It stores counters like bads as well. Because both these gain like 2 counters whenever their spell's activated, which is more than anything else. It's very important. To resolve the big Endymion dude to like remove 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so these guys, this is played a lot right now. Hot Babble. Also the monster effect comes up. You bounce a summon, sometimes stops the play. It's an extra negate, so why not? It's main purpose to set out Babble though, and stuff like that. Like Mystic Mind, just annoying continuous spells that like you can out multi-roll as well, which is really cool. This is like a main centerpiece play in the deck. It works with Magister, the one that summons for extra, and that's because it's not hard once per turn. So you can like normal summon it. And once you have 3 spell counters anyway, you tribute for Jackal King. Magic does no little counters. You summon it from extra again, and that's like an Electro Match Play, for instance. You can also grab it off this. So sometimes, as opposed to normal summoning this, you can also summon this, it gets 3 counters, you grab this, scale it, it goes to the extra, and then you have a Jackal King, you pop the Jackal King, summon this, and tribute this to grab a Jackal King. So like, you have more Jackal Kings in circulation between your fields and your extra, so it just makes your board stronger. So yeah, this just floods your board with Jackal Kings. That's why it's really good. This is Upstart Goblin. So the reason why it like comes up and we decided to play it was because in some hands you open like a way to get to Jackal, Master Cerberus and Jackal King, and there's nothing really else to grab going first, so you just want the Upstart Goblin just to gain more spell counters on stuff. It makes sense, I guess. It's a level 4 as well for the rank 4 players.
Yep.
But mostly it was a filler card like Reflection, so...
Yeah. But it's nice to have a level 4 you can summon off the Endymion guys as well, right?
Yes.
Does it store counters?
It stores counters. All of these store counters on field, but the little ones only gain 1 counter, so all these... So sometimes, like, if you open suboptimal, these might be good to normal summon, but... like, you end on a weak board, maybe like 2 or 3 negates. I guess that's good enough to beat like the slower control decks. So for the spell, so that was 22 monsters. These are the spells. So 4 Upstart Goblins.
Yep.
Pretty self-explanatory, sorry.
Very pretty Upstart Goblin.
Yeah. The field spell legend. So we played 2 of this because of Desires, and we just wanted to see it. I think 4 was a good number. This is also important to play for another side deck card I'll come to in a minute. This stores counters, cards transfer counters to it when it's destroyed. When you have it on board and it's already got counters and you into the void into like a servant or anything, or you mastery into a servant, that's servant live because you can remove counters from this as it would treat for the servant effect, so it's very good in that regard. It's like a good extender for the deck.
Yeah.
3 this. Search the deck gives everything. Gives an additional counter. It's amazing. Desires. You need spells and it draws cards.
Yep.
3 of this. Okay, so this has 3 effects. So it's got a protection effect like Citadel, which comes up because what's important is this lives. So the only way they're usually getting rid of it in the meta is heat leering it back. But you've got 2 scales and you've got this. Like, it's really hard to decide which to heat Leo. So the reason why you want this to stick to the board is because this has a search effect. So like, the reason to play this card is because it gives stuff spell counters. It also stores spell counters. So whenever a Mythical Beast monster or card like in the scale, like if Master Cerberus pops itself, it gains 2 counters. And, the actual effect. So otherwise it would be a blank card, but it replaces itself by searching a monster with the amount of counters, spell counters you remove from the field. It can be anywhere, so it's like very, very flexible as a card. It makes all your good hands. It literally defines your good hands. I mean, like opening this is what you want in every like hand. And finally, final card, reasoning.
Okay.
So we didn't play anything like Curtain Raiser or Chronograph because Curtain Raiser has a really weird scale. It's scale 7, so it's not a high scale because you really need to pendulum out the big level 7 dude.
Yeah.
And Chronograph has a problem because you have to play a brick basically. Time Gazer has no synergy in the deck whatsoever. You can't summon it off Harmonizing because we don't play it. Harmonizing is a terrible scale. You can into the void into it mid combo and it'll be awful. You can't pendulum summon it out usually. so it's bad. But this is a turbo card, and it also gives stuff spell counters. So we decided to play this. The deck has a bunch of like random levels. Like it's got 7, 3, 4, 6, and 8. So it's really hard to get it right. The most correct number is 3 because it's the most we play. So it was 3 7 and 3 Magister. So.
Sure.
So that was 18 spells, no traps, 40 card main.
You played like more than 12 rounds.
Do you want the side deck?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you like.
Sure. Let's just go over hand traps first. These are pretty self-explanatory. This is a blowout versus Thunder and Orcust. So, yep. This card is like the most flexible card ever. It functions as a hand trap or a chalice trigger in turn because we were really afraid of spell canceller and stuff like that. Because we really needed it out of spell canceller because you practically lose to that card. It also is the most flexible card decided post game 1 if you make a combo and they don't show you anything. So
yeah,
very good. More going second cards. This time for back row removal. This
for anything,
and this is in every combo deck pretty much.
Yeah.
I think I've seen them play Denko, but like I'm more afraid of like I don't know, just anti-spell because like I can't Denko that.
Yeah.
Like it's impossible. It also negates raw, rage, stuff like that. It's pretty good.
Yep.
Like rage or raw on your scales, pretty bad if you don't have like the correct extenders.
Yeah, exactly.
And finally through this, so this is why terraforming is really important. Because even though if we side out copies of Citadel, this terraforming we still keep in versus Orcus, for example.
Yep.
Because you can search for this and pop it down. So what you want to do is you want to bait out any of their twin twisters or anything, and then finally pop this down and you start doing the pass game and you just try and draw it out. So this card you might think hurts my own deck, but the big Endymion dude has the ability to actually pop it as well as well as your opponent's board. So you can clear your floodgate and clear the board simultaneously.
And you already play a field spell anyway, so you
Yeah.
can just get rid of it if you need to with that.
Yeah. Usually I side out once Citadel after game 1 if I'm going second against the combo deck, just to like not brick on multiple of these.
Yeah, sure.
That was the side. There wasn't really anything to go first, apart from maybe Lancia, because even though I play Into the Void, you can pendulum summon this.
Yeah, it's true.
During your opponent's turn, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Extra deck. Most of this is just like for flexibility, really.
Yeah.
Like, the only ones I really made a lot of is obviously Electromite, but everything else was possibly handy. So one Dweller, I made this quite a bit after game 1 with the knowledge that I'm against Orcust or Thunder Dragon, definite mate, because Abductor's 4, Basilisk 4 and Garuda's 4. So
Yeah.
This is interesting. Jackal Kings are level 6. So going second, obviously a monster negate's not gonna really break a board unless like they've got quick effects. Otherwise, you can make this with 2 Jackal Kings and send a card. So it just helps work your way through a board, really. This you can overlay with double Master Cerberus.
Nice.
So you can summon one off Servant and summon one off Jackal King. You banish a couple monsters, or you can also summon it off Magister.
Yeah.
And it will help break your boards. It also protects your boards, which is important, so you can't get raged or whatever. This for time.
Yeah.
This is if you have like opened multiple Jackal Kings and you get something like Sky Striker, and obviously monster negates not really useful. So you make this backed up by like 2 Endymion or 3 Endymion even, so that's 4 spell negates. You're probably going to win that match unless you have spare modes. That's all the excuse, I think? No, Tornado Dragon. So these are the best rank 4s for the meta. It's just like they cover the entire meta game pretty much. Like this hits macro, this hits combo. Yeah, so that is all the extra deck monsters for receives. So borrow loads, it's borrow loads. You can take a lot. It's non-targeting, like removal.
Yep.
It doesn't destroy. Necessary.
Just sometimes
it's
you need
got good
it.
arrows
Yeah,
as well, yeah. Helps push through like Colossus.
Yeah.
This is the generic Link 2 for the deck, besides Electromite, because all your monsters are spellcasters.
Yep.
It also has like a useful effect because when it's summoned, it gains a counter, but also when a monster special summoned to his zone, it gains another counter.
Okay.
So these counters on this card allows it to, when you remove 2 from it, you pop a spell trap on the board.
Yep.
So you can have like Mystic Mine if you like link both monsters into a monster and pop Mystic Mine if you've got like a Shizuku out.
Okay.
This is, I run 2 Link 3s. I play this in Reltron. This comes up versus Sky Striker.
Yeah.
So you've got like, you don't have multiple Jackal King to overlay to Naruto, or you have something else. But like, the whole point is you keep your Endymions alive and they don't lose to Widow.
Yeah.
It's Electromite.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Why did you play this card?
Pretty much the playstyle of the deck. This generic back removal. Typically, you go second against Salamander and you make it another wolf.
Yep.
This comes up because you have Jackals are level 1.
Yep.
And if they Veiler it, you can make this. And then use the Jackal King, pop it and summon it for the Jackal.
Yep.
To the Link 3 zone. And later you would probably summon the Electromite here, and then link them into Metaltron.
Yeah, sure.
But that never came up because no one veilered my Jackal over the weekend.
Do you reckon it's correct to veil a Jackal?
Like, you have to, because they're going to summon a Jackal King, so like, you either stop them from getting to the Cult by the Grave, or you just let the Cult by the Grave hit the boards.
Yeah, and then there's...
Yeah, you just can't do that.
So far behind.
This is like the best monster under like a simplified game state, so that's why we played it. It never came up because like if you do lose your entire board and you're resolving to make a Link 4, you've practically lost most of your games. It has a good protection effect versus like Sky Striker and stuff like that.
Yep.
Link 4 with 3 down with arrows.
Yep.
Link 3 with 3 down with arrows.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
Are there any changes you think you would make to the list?
Like, there needs to be better spells other than like, because the only way this deck loses is by drawing too many monsters.
Yeah.
Like, some of them just don't work together. You need spells, so like, if it was possible, we tried a bunch of options, but like, I don't think we found any replacement for Ability. Even though this like scraps any monster in the deck, it has a low scale, and that clashes with Servant like a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And it's, even though it's a normal summonable monster, you don't want to like drawing this Servant typically is like a really average hand because they just don't work together.
Yep.
Because this grabs Jackal, but you can't pop the Jackal because the Servant's in the scale.
Exactly, yeah.
So, like, I don't think this deck can get, like, unless I've, like, me and the guy who I tested with completely missed, like a good spell extender for the deck. I don't think there's any way to really improve the main deck.
Yeah, sure. Alright, and are there any shoutouts you'd like to make?
Okay, so firstly, shoutouts to Ron, who made the deck with. He made the deck pretty much. It was mostly his idea. It took a while for me to get persuaded to play this deck, but yeah, I think this deck's very good, but because it's a pendulum deck, it's really hard to sign it like not like correctly, but like it's just all engine cards, and you need like hands full of 4 cards, hands just completely chock full of engine cards even.
Yeah.
So shout outs to him. He like practically built the deck. Shout outs to Tier 0 Games. Three of us topped this weekend, but sadly me and Zeki lost out in top 64. I lost to Ping. I think Zeki lost to one of the Disciples members, and I think Zahab's still playing in Top Cut.
Nice.
Hopefully he's as well. And then finally shout outs to all the guys in Leeds. Really, really supportive over the weekend. Yeah, so they were all good, and hopefully I didn't. And shout outs to a bunch of other people like I'm probably gonna miss out.
Alright.
There's a lot of people.
Thanks very much, and good luck to you in the future.
Thank you.